Okay, it's been a very interesting week for us this week, and it's been sad and it's been negative, but also I think what's come out of it is some positivity, at least, to the fact that these 4 people here are going to get another opportunity this weekend. So it's exciting. We hope it's going to be exciting for the audience. These 4 acts have not been voted for by the public before, and so this will be the first time they're going to meet a public vote on Sunday, and so it makes them eligible still to be in the competition. They're 4 acts that we really believed in. They got all the way through boot camp, through judges' houses, made it to the live shows, made our decision incredibly difficult on the first live show, but equally qualifies them to be all here and to have a place in the show on Saturday night. So we're really, really excited about that. And I think that's all I've got to say. Kelly Rowland, it's over to you.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I feel like it's really good that these acts are getting a chance to have a second go, and the great thing is that the public get to vote.
Yeah.
I remember how hard of a decision that was being for us, because we got a chance to work with all these acts, and we have bonded with them and, you know, shared different stories and saw their potential and passion for music. So the fact that they get another opportunity to come forth and bring up their talents forward is just going to be really exciting, especially now to see what the British public have to say.
Yeah.
So that's the most exciting part. Tulisa?
I think you 2 have said it all, really, haven't you? I just, want to be here today mostly to try and bring back 2 shoes. Yeah, I'm all about the pitching. I feel that now Johnny's gone, the big fun factor from the show is missing, and the truth of it is I never wanted to get rid of my girls in the first place. I just had to make a decision. Unfortunately, those guys left and they never got to show us what they could really do, and I really think they could bring something different to the show, and I think that it needs it right now, considering the mood, so they could definitely come back and spice things up, bring some happiness.
Yeah, it's been a sad week, really.
Yeah.
In particular for me, I think as we sit here today, we've all played our part in what's happened with Frankie, and I don't think any of us are guilt-free in that. And I think that I think it's a shame that he's had to leave, and I do wish him the best. And I'll be at the end of a phone for him if he needs any advice or help. But that's the way it's turned out, and like I say, I just hope he's okay.
Absolutely. I think that when it comes to that situation, when Gary said that, it was people in the audience and they had things to say and they were booing and such, I think people have to remember, that could be your brother, that could be your best friend, that could be your uncle, that could be anybody that you're close to. And I just think that it's really important that we keep that, really sacred as far as being in the audience and entertaining is concerned. An opinion is one thing, but just being flat out rude is another.
Yeah.
And we don't stand for that. And we are fair judges. We come up here, we're judging talent, and we're having a great time doing what we're doing, but that part of it is just ridiculous.
And Frankie was great at the first audition. I loved him at the very first audition. We thought we saw something special there.
Absolutely.
All of us did. And it's a pity. It's a pity what's happened, but that's the way it is. But we've got 4 people back.
Woo!
And we like them all, so the public are in charge, and they're going to pick somebody. I hope to pick the right act. And we're all rooting for our own acts. I'm definitely rooting for Jonjo.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Gareth, can I ask you, Frank was saying in his statement that his life backstage has spun out of control. Do you not think as his mentor you had a duty of care to make sure that didn't, and do you think you could have done anything else to help him? Can you say who you bought? So his case in the next one.
Okay. You know what? I do feel a level of responsibility towards him. Unfortunately, I can't follow him round all week. We try and take care of them while they're in our company. And I said to him on a regular basis, I know he's a young guy, enjoy yourself, but work hard at the same time. And it's hard to watch. It really is. We in our own ways, especially as I'm sat here with most of the press, we've all encouraged Frankie to be not only good but to be bad as well, and we've enjoyed it and we've written about it and etc etc. The show's enjoyed the amount of publicity we've had from it, and it's just gone too far out of control for us to be able to, as a show, have him still on here. But I do feel a level of responsibility for it. I do feel sorry for him, like I said. But I think the point is, at this point, is that it's out of our control from here on, and so I'm sad for him. I really am, and I'm also sad because one of the worst bits, and I'll always remember about Frankie, is whenever I saw him, he constantly told him he shouldn't be in the show. He's not good enough. He constantly told me that, and I read messages, whether they're online in newspapers or on Twitter, and they're all telling him he's not good enough. And on Saturday night, he stood on TV and he told the audience booed him on Saturday night. And so I can kind of see where his life has led to in the last 7 days. And I don't feel good about it at all.
Right.
And I think anyone who's contributed to that shouldn't feel good about it either.
Carl, perhaps using you, what's the golden rule?
I think because of legal reasons, we can't discuss it.
I would say it's being unprofessional. That's what I would say.
You said none of the judges were guilt-free. What did the other judges do wrong in the way they treated Frankie?
I feel I don't want to isolate it to an incident, but I felt, Louis, your comments to Frankie on Saturday night weren't
Really?
encouraging.
Well, that's the way I felt. That's me being honest, guys. I can only be honest, and I can only judge on what I see on stage and what I see backstage as well.
A question about the 4 contestants?
Amelia, everybody's talking about you at the moment. You're kind of the favourite. You're 6-1 favourite to win the actual competition. Is that a lot of pressure, at this early stage where you're not even back in?
Yeah, it's huge amounts of pressure. I mean, obviously I know how difficult it was in the beginning for Kelly to make a decision. So now that I've been given this opportunity to be back into the competition, it's kind of like, oh my God. I just hope that the public want to see more of me, because I know that I've got so much more to give, and I will not let them down if they vote me back in, and I will definitely put on a show.
Kelly, we saw some footage of you earlier this week and you looked genuinely shocked and you had no idea. I mean, how did you not know anything about the situation?
I was doing something else at the time.
Yeah.
There's no better way to say it.
How did you feel when you went at that moment you were told?
Completely shocked, just like I looked crazy. The way I look now. But it's no better way of saying it. I mean, the only thing I could think about was poor guy, because I thought about how challenging it was a weekend for Frankie. And, for me growing up in this industry, I thought about the fact that he's still a very young man, and it was just really hard. And my heart just went out for him above anything. Yes, the situation happened, but you still can have a heart for somebody, and that's what I do for Frankie, because he's still, a young man growing up, and this is a lot for him to take in at one time. So, yeah.
Has Simon said anything about it to any of you?
No. I mean, Simon's doing his own show in America. He's more concerned with that, I think.
Yeah.
Moving on now to the contestants. Any questions about contestants?
It's Charlie from Heart FM. Hi guys. It must have been a really fun conversation to have had with one of your contestants that you're bringing back. Can you tell me how you spoke to them all and asked them to come back on the show?
I've got 2 shoes on my BBM, so we just started BBM each other going, OMG, 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 totes amaze. That was honestly what happened. I can show you the BBM if you want.
Judges, is it awkward to potentially mentor an act that you will be booted off the show?
No, absolutely not, because we picked them all in the first place. We obviously saw something that we believed in them when we picked them at judges' home and stuff. No, I don't think so. And we were all under pressure to vote somebody out,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And have you seen her? Hello?
Did you make the right choice?
Huh?
Did you make the right choice? last
You
month?
know what? I'm just happy everything has spun the way it has. Period. I will say that.
Oh, hi, Jen from the Sun. Amelia, you said that you felt like your heart had been ripped out when you got dropped the first time. How are you going to cope with the pressure this weekend? Because it could be a lot of rehearsal just for nothing.
She's ready.
Yeah, I mean, it was devastating the first time. Obviously, I got knocked out of the show, but do you know what? I know what to expect now. So, you know, I'm not going to get my hopes up. But whatever happens, will happen. If I'm meant to get through, I will get through. Either way, you know, it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm just grateful that I've been given this chance to actually come back. So, yeah.
What are you going to do differently?
I'm just going to keep being myself, and I know for a fact that I've still got a lot more to give, so hopefully I'll get the chance to.
Hi guys, Steve from Daybreak. Towie's finished, but we got 2 shoes back, so that's wonderful. Gary, I was wondering, really, sort of, with these guys coming back, I mean, you sighed when you came in and sat down. Do you feel like the drama is so much now? Can we get back to the competition, get back to the singing, and hope that that kind of remains what we see for the rest of it? And also, how are the other acts taking the news?
I haven't seen the guys actually this week, since this happened anyway. But, you know, whenever anybody leaves this competition, there's an air of unrest in the house because it becomes real for a second. But it's exciting. I mean, you know, everyone that sat behind us here can sing. They've come this far for a reason. And so it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice change. And I think, you know, I'm excited to see what happens Saturday night, so everyone else must be too.
Is it important to get back to the songs being what it's about now that we're entering into the final sort of month of the show?
Definitely is. I think, you know, I love Johnny, but I think that last weekend it was kind of time where it become like the competition it should be. It's a singing competition, and it felt like to me, you know, Johnny, I do love him, he's got a lovely voice, but I think we have got the best singers left now at this point.
One last question to go. It's Tulisa from Backstage. How do you think that the current contestants will feel? Because it seems a little unfair that whoever goes through will be just parachuted in halfway through the competition.
Dude, the music industry is full of different changes and challenges all the time. So I think that this is just one thing that, you know, has happened, and I think that it's important for just everybody to bring their best game, because if I was one of them, I'd come in here trying to blow everybody away. So I just think it's important for everybody to put their best foot forward and just come out swinging. It just turns up the energy of the competition. It turns up the energy to watch it on television. So it just brings everybody up a notch. It should bring everybody up a notch.
And for these guys here, whoever gets through, you know, the public have had 5 weeks to live with these contestants already, so they've got a 5-week advantage on these guys. So they've got to bring a performance that's 5 weeks worth as good to the stage. So this is a big challenge for them.
Well, can I just ask, has what's happened this week changed any of your attitudes to coming back for another series?
No.
Drama happens. Just got to take it on the chin and carry on, haven't you? I think I've been through a lot worse in life. I don't know about you guys, but...
Yeah, we love you.
It's actually a question for Gary though.
Oh, it's all right. I still love you.
I'll ask her for you.
Just when Gary, after everything what's happened, I wonder if you've ever regretted not putting James Michael through originally instead of Frankie?
Well, you know what? We made our decisions based on that first live show, and you know, one of the things I learned from that was that James's song was too down that night. I've tried, you know, if we get a shot this weekend, it'd be giving him something with a bit more life to it, something that can show more of his character.
Gary, could you have done anything differently? Do you wish that you'd given Frankie some advice along the way? To, you know, perhaps some people might have guessed that he was going off the rails a bit. Could you have done anything different?
You know what? I did give him a lot of advice. I think it's important to say that he's been silly. He's wasted an opportunity. There's no question about that. But the bit I have trouble living with, he's an 18-year-old boy, and I'm the only judge here with children, and I have to sit there and go, we all should take responsibility for this. He's been stupid. He's broke the rules. That's fair enough. But he's got to live with this for the rest of his life, and that's where I feel slightly bad for him.
I think Gary did all that he could do. At the end of the day, he's not a babysitter. How many parents do you see with, you know, their own children out of control? Gary's, you know, only just met Frankie a few months ago. And
And he got kids of his own.
Exactly. In that time, did the best he could to give him advice and, you know, take care of him. That's all right. So, you know, what more could he have done? I can't put this on Gary. You know, everyone's their own person, and I think Frankie made his own mistakes.
Guys, is there any chance that maybe starting with you, Louis, judges, you could tell us why your actions meant you expect?
Well, I think you should judge them all on Saturday and see what they're going to do. I mean, we obviously saw something in everybody at Judge's Home, and I think they're all very different, you know. I'd love to vote for Jonjo.
Well, that was the first thing I said, but I think there was a big buzz about Two Shoes, and it honestly was really hard for me to let them go out of this competition, and to have them back now, I think, would just be pretty enjoying for everyone, not just myself, and to give them the chance to show people what they can really do, because they're not just fun, they can actually sing.
Amelia's been showing up and showing out ever since she got here, ever since her audition. It's plain to see why the public would want to vote for her. She has a great voice, great personality, great energy, and a great head on her shoulders when it comes to just being a team player, when it comes to being an artist. And I really love that about her, so I'm happy she's back. And you want to vote for Amelia. She's a strong, strong contender.
Okay, well, listen, you know, there's one thing about James, he's very serious, he's a real artist. We always talk about making CDs, selling CDs. This guy's got a real recording voice, and I know he's going to bring a really unique quality to the stage on Saturday night, so there you go.